What's that over there? Is that a little leprechaun sitting next to a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow? No, it's just Matthew Holt. May the luck of the Irish be with the health tech sector and everybody's valuation goes back to where it was in the summer of 2021. It can only be the March 17th St. Patty's Day episode of Health Tech Deals.
So Jessica, you're from Chicago, right?
I am.
And they have the big St. Patrick's Day parade there when they dye the river green.
They dye the river green. Nobody believes it, but it's true.
So why don't they dye it blue the rest of the year?
It fades gently into a blue color.
I've been in Chicago. It's like a gray river. Come on.
It depends. It depends. No, but that's great.
Hey,
the South Side Irish in Chicago. Shout out to them from this West Side Italian girl. They always say, they have a saying in Chicago that if you can't be Irish, if you're not Irish, what's the saying? It's like, if you can't be Irish, if you can't marry Irish, you should marry Italian because at least you'll have beautiful babies. That's the line.
Well, you're beautiful and your parents were Italian, but they couldn't find any Irish people to marry.
No.
You'd have been much uglier in that case.
Yeah, I guess that's how it goes.
English people shouldn't be talking about the Irish, but anyway, not like that anyway. All right. No. Hey, by the way, talking about something completely different, your friends at Komodo.
Oh my God, the rumor mill. I cannot keep up. It's like they're IPO and they're not IPO and they're not. RF slips and says something during Fierce JPM and it gets published. But I asked Webson about it in an interview and he's like, and then now all of a sudden, apparently it's happening.
Well, it did say a couple of things, right? One is that their revenue is 150 million going up very fast, which is not bad, right? That puts them, and the valuation they claim is around 5 billion. So just for comparison, say Doctolib is about 300 million in revenue at the moment, and their valuation is about 8 billion. So but Doctolib is super profitable. I don't know if Komodo had high margins, was not yet profitable, but clearly business is heading in the right direction, and not everyone's is. As you mentioned earlier, the stocks may not all be reflecting of the underlying business.
But what do you think of this valuation for Komodo? Do you think that's more realistic than the valuations we were seeing for companies that were going to IPO and SPAC out last year this time?
I mean, yeah, it seems to be growing fast, but I mean, there's a bunch who are in that zone, right? And the question is how fast they're growing and how much are they spending to get there. At some point, people are going to start looking at, profit. Disgusting, dirty word in Silicon Valley, but
why would we do that?
But they, you're obviously going to look at speed of growth and profit, but they also are selling a lot to pharma, right? So they're selling data to pharma. So they're not really in the same bind as some of the other digital health companies trying to figure out how to sell to providers and direct to consumers. So if you look at, Hims and Rowe and some of the others who are on the direct to consumer side, Rowe is in public, so you don't know the numbers, but clearly with Hims and in the health plan side, like Bright and Oscar, people have been directly marketing, been losing a ton of money doing that. And, the more, Amwell's, a lot of people have been growing their revenue, but growing their losses faster. It's a little bit tricky.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see this next cohort of companies that goes public.
It'll be a different world than it was last year, for sure, as you mentioned in the very early break. Okay, let's go on the funding. Ready?
Let's go. Doctolib, 500 million euros, 5 billion plus valuation, coming out of Europe. Matthew Holt, it's huge in Europe, huge.
Nuts. I mean, yes, it's a doctor booking service and they do other stuff, including, they're going to put, and they're claiming all the doctors in France are on board and all the hospitals, and they got somewhere in Germany, Italy, elsewhere. But I mean, you could buy 3 Babylons for this on the valuation of the market today.
Would you want?
I don't know how. I mean, the French healthcare system is just not that big, and it's like ZocDoc for it. So I don't. It's a great service. It's got a lot of traction in France and elsewhere in Europe. They bought a German company as well, but
okay,
the valuation's nice.
All right, what about SmithRx? It's a specialty pharma company. 25 million brings their total up to 30.
Yeah, Bessemer's in this one. This is one of the specialty pharmacy plays. Can you get specialists to directly sell pharmacy? I mean, probably you can, right? Like one-stop medical care and dispensing, which is great. On the other hand, they're going after the big specialty pharma companies, all of whom are owned by the big PBMs. Hence our next one.
SmithRx, which got $20 million, that brings their total up to 37.5. This is a flat fee PBM, which seems like it's like a new thing to do.
Yeah, Venrock, Brian Roberts and Bob Coach are in this one with Founders Fund and others. Look, PBMs, the two big ones left, right, which are now belong to CVS and to Express Scripts, which is part of Cigna, have been lots of bad press about them. The idea, can you do a PBM which only has, one flat fee? With Me Health doing that, Capital RX is doing that, Right Way is doing that. These guys are in there, maybe.
All right, what about Synapse Medical? They get 28 million in a B, brings their total up to 40.
Yeah, another European company doing some kind of medication management stuff, I understand.
Okay, Kintsugi, they get 20 million. 28 million is their total. Vocal biomarkers for depression. I always thought this was so cool. Their tech is cool.
Yeah, I met Grace Chang, I think, who was one of their leaders, along with, who was the other person I met? Oh, I have to remember. Rima? I've cheated. Rima Silova Olsen. I met them both.
I can't believe you didn't remember her name. It rolls right off.
I remember her name, and I can. Met them both at that party that we were at on Monday, Tuesday night in Vibe, whatever. It's
oh my God, your memory is like completely going.
My memory is. I can't remember where I was, when I was, or what I did. What's interesting, right, is this is very similar to Ellipsis, which got, I think, 25, 28 million the other day. So the concept is, can you basically take the diagnosis, which is the PHQ and the GAD-7 scales, which are paper forms that people fill out and have to like self-assess how they're doing, which a lot of people like our friend Monique Levy at Wobot says is pretty silly, doesn't work very well. Can you replace that by like looking at someone's affectation or in this case, the sound of their voice and tell you what's wrong with them? It sounds brilliant. I don't know how much money there is in the diagnosis part, right? Even if you roll it out in a bunch of stuff, if I can just diagnose you and I'm competing with a free paper form, how bad does the form have to be before you can change it to this? I'm a bit curious about
what if it's more accurate? Like, can you get people to the right place faster?
That is a challenge.
I like the diagnostics.
And there are a whole bunch of other companies trying to figure out, can you figure out which drug works better on what type of patient and that kind of stuff. There's a lot in mental health we don't know, obviously.
Yeah.
We're good at treating mental health. We're getting slightly better, but we're not very good. And yeah, those the PHQ and the GAD-7 have been around forever, and they're not particularly accurate. They're not particularly great. So maybe there's something can be done there. Anyway, but
I don't know. I like this whole like virtual care enablement stuff category that's happening.
If you can do diagnosis and eventually treatment, right, which is the whole concept.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, there's a lot of room, I think, in diagnosis. I think we've been focusing on treatment, right? More or less.
We haven't figured out how to get treatment paid for, whether treatment works, so hopefully it works. But interesting company, something to keep our eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. What else you got to say?
Am I saying too much? I don't know.
Oh, old man health tech.
I was on a panel with Dominic, your friend Dominic from G4.
Dominic Henderson from Bayer.
Thank you for remembering his last
Whose name you also don't remember.
Can I get one of those brain implants?
3 hours ago and you don't remember?
I had to get up very early before I had coffee to do that session.
I wish there was some sort of vocal biomarker thing that could screen you for some sort of
I need the treatment thing. I need the thing which implants the name in my brain when I go, you again with Jessica somebody.
You always remember me, and then you think I remember everything you remember, which is like, I don't want to be in that head of yours.
Anyway, but he was like talking about the dot-com bust and how slow things are being and how tough it is for big strategics to move, and he was kind of almost depressed. And I was saying, well, maybe the whole world can be changed with this new technology. And I don't know, we'll have to take a poll of the Columbia Business School class to discuss as to which one of us was more convincing.
They picked him for sure, right? Oh, I mean, like,
wait, assuming the answer.
Let me redo that. Hold on a second. Who did they pick?
You're assuming that A, there was a poll, and B, if there was a poll, that I would lose.
Always.
Jessica, I'm touched by the faith.
You know what we haven't talked about at all, Matthew Holt? Hymns. We haven't talked about hymns.
Happening. We missed the FOMO party. I missed out the Cerner party with like, I know that Grace Cordovano and was cutting a rug on the dance floor. I hear.
Yeah.
We were meeting up last night.
All right, send us your gossip from hymns because we're here, not there. I'm at Jess DaMassa, and he's at Volty Boy. And to never miss an episode of Health Tech Deals, even while you're at HIMSS, you can catch up by subscribing to the email newsletter over there at thehealthcareblog.com. Nice emphatic hand gesture there, Mr. Holt. Good job. You can subscribe there and get these episodes of this show, my WTF Health interviews, Matthew's little quick bite interviews, which came out of Vive, and all the other content from the blog delivered to your inbox every week.
And there is a ton going up in the next week. I like festoon great articles.
So much video content. It's like
yeah, and then like 5 or 6 really great articles. Jeff Dawson, D. Morrison got one.
Oh,
great
good.
One. They got a great one exposing the Joe Rogan show. And there's lots of goodies. Lots of goodies to come.
Can't wait. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us. Bye.